Hello and welcome back to this sacred space. We have a different setup here today because I've changed the recording place and the background is so ugly and so boring. So we are looking at the desk here today. And I wanted to begin this reading by talking a little bit about the changes that I've done, that I've made to the channel name and such, and why I am changing things up quite frequently. And if you don't want to listen to me blab on about that, check out the timestamps in the description box down below. So, just going to take a sip of tea. So, change and changing is a bit of a Achilles heel for me, or rather, it's a Chiron wound for me. I have Chiron in Gemini, and I have quite a bit of important and influential placements in Gemini. I also have a yard configuration in my chart where the apex planet is Mercury in Gemini. And if you don't know what a yard is essentially an energy where you're being pushed and pulled constantly between between different things. It's a bit difficult to speak about in a succinct way for me. But you have this constant push and pull, essentially going back and forth, and I have this very much so in Mercury in Gemini. And so who I am and how I express myself is constantly changing because I'm really always exploring who I am, how I want to express myself, and so on and so forth. However, what I've noticed, and if you have Gemini placements yourself and can relate to this, please comment. What I have found is that I always come full circle with things. And it's not like I come back to the starting point again. It's more like of a spiral. So when I come back, when I return home, I have gained more wisdom, more knowledge, more experiences, and I am expressing myself more dynamically, more deeply, and I have this deeper understanding of myself, of other people, and the world. So it's like I'm out and exploring and coming home again. It's a little bit like the journey through the major arcana. And when you reach the world card, you start over with the Fool. But now your backpack looks different, your knapsack looks different because you have been experiencing so much. You have learned so much. And so this is sort of what I've found. And so I'm back now to my almost original name of Fire Heart, but instead of tarot, I've named myself Fireheart Mystic because I didn't want to limit what I offer here to tarot. I wanted to be more open and instead focusing on this union with divinity and enlightenment that is inherent in the word mystic. And fire heart comes from, it sounds nice, right? And also fire comes from my emotional realm. I have very bold, fiery, quick emotions. I'm an Aries moon, very passionate, very strong. And so it relates to that, and it relates to passion in a general sense as well. But it also relates to the main deity of my worship, which is Kalima. Kalima is intense, she is fierce, she is fire. And so, hence the name Fire Heart Mystic. And I just wanted to sort of speak a little bit about that, of making the changes and how I'm constantly moving through change. If someone can relate and can feel a sense of relief from that, and I know also that whenever I speak on something that I have been ruminating on, some insights that I've had, it sort of settles in more deeply into my being. So without further ado, let's begin this reading, which is still a lunar-based reading. It will focus on this last phase of the moon cycle before it starts all over again. So this reading is for the waning crescent moon. I was actually born under a balsamic moon, so this feels like home to me. Was there anything else? Yeah. What I do feel as well is, now that I have been doing these lunar readings for almost a cycle, I feel like I don't want to limit myself. It's like I have this desire to be consistent and to be predictable, and that stems from the other two base, or one of the base planets in my yard. So there is this constant pull and push from between being very consistent and very constant and very structured to be more curious, more irregular, and more adventurous. So I think that I will take this to heart and make different kinds of readings where I really dive into where the flow is leading me, where my intuition and my guides are leading me. And I just want to say thank you for all of you who have been very, very patient with me through all of these changes. I know that a lot of people seeks consistency. So thank you for your patience. Now let's move into the readings. And I will begin by setting an intention, and in the meantime I will give you an image to meditate on for which card to choose. So see you there. Crafting the sacred space. I am connecting into my sacred self and the wisdom of my sacred self through all existing lifetimes, both the past, the present, and the future, coming together in this now moment. Connecting deeper into the essence of my Kali, my dark beloved mother, asking her for assistance throughout this reading, both with energy protection and to act as messenger between the spirit guides, the ancestors, and the beloved dead of this community. Connecting deeper into my spirit guides. Enhancing and raising my psychic abilities and my mediumship abilities in order to give accurate readings. I set the intention that I give clarity, wisdom, and truth through these messages, and that I channel these messages in a clear, concise, impactful, loving and powerful way in the true mark of the manifestor energy type, in order to ignite and initiate the consciousness of this community. I pray that these messages are for the highest good of all beings and the earth in its entirety. Let it be so. Thank you very much. Let's begin the readings. Message number 1. The cycle you are ready to let go of. I want to tell you something, that this will probably be something that you will be relieved of is going out of your life, that you're quite ready to let go of. And it's based upon the cards that have been chosen for this reading. This feels more like a sigh. When you inhale deeply and you let out a sigh. So let's see what this is for you. I'm using the Mystical Shaman Oracle here to see the theme. The Journey, card number 29. And the Circle, card number 8. What I'm receiving is that this is a karmic cycle for you, quite specifically, and you might be drawn to other messages here as well, because this is very heavy, very deep in a way that the other two won't be. Let's take a look at the bottom image as well. Earth. This is something that you have been here many incarnations to solve. And I'm drawn towards the way in which this human holds the heart here, over the heart space. I'm being asked to tap in for a moment to feel into some messages that might be coming through. This feels like a family dynamic, a family pattern. So it is apparent not only through your different incarnations, but also in your family line, your family dynamic. In such an entangled way where it's not only on your father's side or your mother's side, but how should I express this in a proper way? So when we choose a partner, we can to some extent also choose our pattern, if that makes sense. So this is inherent in both parents because they chose to reiterate this pattern as well, so that it will be so apparent that it will be solved this lifetime. And I'm just going to see if there's any messages around the theme of this karmic pattern. Okay, so we are using the Darkwood Tarot for that. What's the theme of this karmic pattern for this group of people, for this message? I would really like to rifle shuffle, but I have such small hands that it just isn't doable. But it will be so much easier to create reversals in the deck. So I have received something already. But I will take a look at the cards as well. There's some sort of insecurity. Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. And at the bottom we have the Fool. I'm feeling something, but I want to take a moment to feel into if there's deeper than what I'm receiving at first. Yeah, this is the pattern, because I'm continuously sort of not trusting myself. So there's a pattern of distrust, of not trusting oneself, and it is also projected to others here through various methods, through communicating, through language, through actions in the family that has been trickling down to you. But this is something that you are quite ready to release, and I can really sense awareness in this, that you are really ready to follow your own path with trust. And it's not the kind of trust where you know exactly what will happen with every move that you take, every decision that you take, but it's trust that you are capable of taking yourself anywhere you want to go, and to be able to handle the consequences of whatever they might be. It can be positive or negative, but it is trust and belief in yourself. That's the key word, the belief in yourself, that you are capable of handling this. And I really feel like this sense of a sigh being let out of you, like being so fed up with this pattern of not trusting perhaps your own decision making, your choices, and perhaps your choices has created a path of meandering for you, a path that is a little bit like this. And that's not a sign that you can't trust yourself. It's more so a sign that you're on a path of discovery and learning. And I think it's about changing perspective on the outcomes of what we are choosing. I'm just going to feel into if there's anything else. Yeah, we had the Queen of Swords peeking through here underneath the Fool card. So you will move into more decisive decision making. Can you say that in that manner? Decisive decision making process. It will be quicker and more stable for you. I feel like there is some sort of activation with this reading where it will land in your body, and give it a few days time or a week or so. And it will have some effect on you being more calm and steady in your decision making, more trusting. That is a process as well. So there's a journey to that as well, in trusting yourself and the choices and the decisions that you're creating for yourself. But it's like this flip is being switched here. So here we are going to receive some encouraging messages and advice from my Kali during this process, quite specifically this week, where perhaps you are feeling more confused than ever. And she's saying that that's normal. That's normal when you're changing and becoming more true to yourself. Durga Kalika. In unusually challenging situations, the ways we have supported ourselves during more ordinary times are insufficient. We need to be open to divine inspiration, protection, and proceeding in new ways. Here is a portent of unexpected success. Even if everything happens to be going against you, the tide shall turn through divine grace. So what I'm receiving here is that while you are sort of in the process of trusting yourself more and building more belief in yourself and your capacity and your abilities, you will be given choices and opportunities with more that requires more boldness and trust in you as you grow that muscle. So it's like you're being trained. So you will be given more and more fearless inspirations or opportunities or choices that require more sort of, they're saying blind trust, but it's blind because you cannot physically see, you cannot see what's on the other side of that choice. You just feel that it is the right choice for you, if that makes sense. That's the Fool here. And I'm hearing that that is all for today's reading. Thank you so very much for connecting in with me, with us, with this space. And I do hope to see you the next time. Take care. Bye. Message number 2. Welcome to your reading. So with you, we are starting a bit differently than the first message. We are starting off with a message from Kali. This message feels very, very heavy. The people that are connecting in with this message, it feels like you've been through quite a lot. Quite a lot. And I feel grief, sorrow, exhaustion. But also there's like this tingling a sensation of a fresh start, a new beginning, slowly rising up from within. So let's see what Kali has to say to you, opening up this message for you. Kurukula. To receive your divine inheritance of blessings and support for sacred fulfillment. Certain karmic conditions that resonate at a lower frequency need to be cleared. Kurukula signifies a time of rapid movement on your path and freedom to attract what you want and need. Let go of that which does not belong in your world. Release and you shall receive. So what I'm receiving here is that you've been through... Okay, actually, pause that thought, because my Kali is asking me to continue with the mystical shaman here. But I have received some information already. So what is the theme of the cycle that is ending for this group of people? The hunter. It feels like you've been in a constant fight for some time. It could be months, it could be years, or weeks. Completion is at the bottom. But what I do feel is... Oh, there are 2 9s here. 27 and 9. 27 goes down to 9. 2 plus 7 plus 9 here. I feel that Kali has a message here. It's like I'm trying to speak, to say what it is that's on my consciousness, but she's stopping me. So let's see if there's anything she wants to say. She wants to congratulate you and say, well done, good job. She's applauding you, and she knows that this hasn't been a small feat. So she's very, very proud. She is saying that your guides are very proud. Your ancestors are very proud. Your soul is very, very, very proud. And very, very relieved. I feel like there's relief coming from your soul. So the message here is that also you could be connecting with Kali as well. Perhaps she's your main deity as well, or someone you work strongly with at this moment. So this has been a period of really purging and clearing, so that you can become the person that you're supposed to be. Live the life that you're supposed to live. In whatever degree is appropriate for you in your life right now. So I do feel that there has been probably endings of some sort in the material realm. And the purpose of these, it could be several endings, one after the other, and a sense of confusion or despair or loneliness. And the purpose was really coming home to yourself, to only have that in your life that is worthy of your energy, of your time, of your love. Things and people that supports you, that supports the person that you are becoming. And I really feel this, like I'm seeing you nod here. I don't know. but it feels like this rings true for you. And it doesn't mean that this has been easy. Quite the opposite, quite the opposite. You could have left behind people that you have known since childhood, for example. It doesn't make it less difficult. But there's a sensation of you having arrived. You have now arrived. And at the end of this sequence of letting things go, like quite possibly one thing after the other, and now you have arrived. So this is the cycle that you're ready to leave behind of endings. And there could also be behaviors and habits that you had to let go of, and that there were habits and behaviors that were attached to specific people. And for example, perhaps you wanted to stop potting every week. This is just an example. Because you wanted to focus on your health, or you had some goals and you wanted to be able to rise up early on the weekends to create things on your own. But certain friend groups had to go because that was the only thing that you had in common. So for example, so there could be different examples like that. You will know what you have been moving through, but it's just a confirmation here. Let's see if there's anything else. So, Ma Kali, on the behalf of your spirit guides, want to give you some advice on how to move forward from this new beginning. And I do feel that there could be some connection here astrologically as well to Pluto and or the North Node, South Node axis moving through Pisces and Virgo. That has been sort of triggering these events. Was that in May, perhaps, that it began? I'm not sure. I'm not keeping myself updated on the astrological transits. So any advice? I can see Kali pointing towards her heart here. So she's really saying that it is important that you keep yourself tuned in to your heart for whatever is right for you. Whenever there's a decision to make or something to do, connect in and feel into if that's right for you, because you're on a new trajectory now. We had the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. Things are changing now. And your reality will go from things ending to new things building up and coming into your life. And here you need to be discerning. We have the Knight of Cups. The Four of Cups. And the Ten of Swords. So whenever someone or something is coming in with a new offer, it could be a spirit, it could be another human being, it could just be from the outside world through social media, etc. Whenever a new offer comes in that seems tantalizing and alluring, sit with that and process that for a while. Give it time. At least a day or two, or perhaps a week, before you, how do you say it? Jump on the boat? So that you won't have to endure these sort of painful endings again. I'm wondering if there's something else with this card. Like you'd need to come into the habit of realizing that you're not the same person anymore. That's the thing. And that takes practice. That takes practice. But you will get there because you are changing. And you have done this before. And Spirit is with you. So I'm hearing that is all for today's reading for you. Thank you so very much for connecting in with me, with us, and with this space. And I do hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye. Message number 3. For you, I will begin with some channeling. I feel quite emotional connecting in with this message. And I feel like this is coming from you, from your soul, like a longing and a relief at the same time, and an acknowledgement. Because what I feel for you is that you're done playing small. You're done with it. And you are ready to follow your passions, to chase your dreams, to build your fantasy reality. That's what I feel for you. I'm just going to feel into this, the presence of these experiences for a moment, see if I receive something else, anything else. It feels like there is potentially someone in your family, not for all of you. This could also be a family friend. Or a friend that is very supportive, or a partner, or someone from something you share, like school, or you take a course in something, or you're in the same community. But there's someone that you can talk to around this, that can be of great support to you in realizing your dreams. And it has much more to do with the mindset here, helping you to tune back into the right mindset for you to achieve this and to stay on track. It could be practical things as well, but I do feel that it has more to do with helping you shift into a certain mindset, a certain belief about yourself and what's possible. Okay, so I do feel the presence of Kali. So we are starting off with a message from her. as a... This is something that you can come back to when you lose belief in yourself or when things get dark. Because it feels like you will bounce back there, but it will not be the same thing. You will not constantly exist in that space of playing small and not... What's the word for that? Not chasing your dreams. It's like you will temporarily slip back into it, but it will be different. So, card of affirmation from Kali. Karma of Kali. This is Kali in, I believe, her most gentle, sweet, nourishing form. Karma of Kali. You are being offered a spiritual gift from the Divine Mother. Your path need not be one of endless exertion. Connecting with pleasure as a path of personal empowerment, intending to bring spiritual benefit to the collective through the softening and opening of your heart, is an act of worshipping the divine feminine. Let yourself receive her loving gifts. So if you slip back into that, it may very well be a sign that you have pushed yourself too hard, that you have exerted yourself too much, that you are tired and need more play, pleasure, relaxation, enjoyment in life. And I think that if you sit on that, I think that you can look back at the times, at times in your life where that has been true. So just remember that if you find yourself in that spot again. Okay, so how do we continue here? I just wanted to see if there are any other messages around the theme of this. What cycle is you are ready to let go of now? Fire. Yeah. It feels like so interesting that we have the hummingbird at the bottom, because they exert themselves quite a lot to stay up in the air like that. It requires an immense amount of energy to do that. So what I'm sensing here with the fire card is overdoing things, but overdoing in the wrong places in your life. Like misdirecting your fire when your beautiful, beautiful fire could be used to your benefit and to the benefit of the world, to your community, to your family, whoever crosses path with you, and see what it is that you're offering. And it's not something self-sacrificing here. It's you being big and bold in your fire, in your passion, in your energy, and that being very, very contagious to other people. But you have burned too hard with the wrong things here. And I think you can probably relate to that. Perhaps it's the type of work you do. Perhaps it's in certain relationships where the relationships hasn't been giving you anything back. So this is about harnessing your fire and directing it in a more positive sense. I'm just going to tune in here to see where to finish off this reading. I'm being asked to look at the bottom here. High Priestess in reverse. I'm feeling into the message coming from this. I feel a presence here. This presence is source energy. And I'm being given an experience. And I'm asking to please help me to communicate this in words so that it makes sense to the people listening here. The projects, the interests, the passions, the things that you really love to do and find lust and curiosity in pursuing, that's where Spirit is guiding and leading you. It's a connection to Spirit. It's a connection to Source, to Goddess, whatever your name is. It's a direct gift that you have been given to channel and to create from. And the reverse is the stagnation of this energy. And it's time that we turn it right side up, is what I'm hearing. I'm just feeling into if there's any more messages that wants to be said with this. No, that's all. That's all for today's reading. Thank you so very much for connecting in with me, with us, with this space. And I do hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.